Playing. Hello?
Hey,
Hi.
we're in the middle of a match.
Yep, I had to play with Jordan.
Violation, not very careful there.
Well, so
yes, it
far
did.
for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit.
That'll be a 5-second call. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Johnson is out there with Jay Crowder. And it's Sullinger in at the 5.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Here's Gasol. Good D by Sullinger. Here's Boston now. Bradley kicks to Johnson. This one for 3. Bradley can't get it to go. On defense, the Celtics. It's Butler that time on the assist from Gibson. Butler's got the first points up on the board here for Chicago. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Chicago ball. Rose gets a wide open look, and the 3 ball is good. Rose has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And it's the Celtics ball. It's a 5-point game. And too long on the shot. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Dunleavy. Soft touch off the glass.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
It's tipped. Gibson with the steal. From 18 feet away, another one falls for Chicago.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose, the D hasn't been able to keep up. Well, you can see a change in the play with the Celtics after the trade deadline last year. Adding Isaiah Thomas gave them some pop off the bench and really created some balance for them offensively.
And that was something the Celtics needed, adding Thomas, a player that could come in and provide Clark instant offense for them off the bench.
And Kevin, I think that was a turning point for them last year. I mean, they saw that they had a chance to make a big leap forward after the trade and responded accordingly.
Turner's checked in for Boston. Rose hits them both.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form. Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. Here's Rose. He has 5. And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time, Kevin.
Now Rose, after Jared Sullinger's 3-pointer that didn't go.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game. You know what? He's never been known as a 3-point shooter. Not sure why he continues to try. The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. And the Bulls with possession. They picked up 11 straight. Here's Rose. Good D by Sullinger.
Oh, nice play on D. Got that hand in the face and prevented him there from getting an easy look.
Exactly. Alert and aware. Really reacted quickly to that shot attempt.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far.
Oh, that's a tough 3-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
Here's Butler. Misses off the right iron.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
And, guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, you could actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic is checked in for Dunleavy. Etuan Moore comes in for Jimmy Butler. And Brooks subbed in for Rose. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Boy, this has been a bumpy start for them, to say the least, in this quarter.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's their 4th turnover, and we've barely gotten started.
Some changes for Chicago. Noah comes in for Pau Gasol. And McDermott subbed in for Taj Gibson. And the Celtics also making a change. Smart's checked in. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Sullinger. Some changes for Boston. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Sullinger. And Jerebko is subbed in for Jay Crowder. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. The Bulls leading by 9. The call will go against Jerebko. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. McDermott can't get it to go.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Thomas goes in. 1:57 left in the first. Boston, no good that time either. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, a somewhat ragged start to the game.
And they're able to hold the lead despite the turnovers. That's 4 already, and that's something that they're going to have to emphasize here moving forward.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Aaron Brooks. That's his first foul. The Celtics making a switch here. Bradley's checked in. Stolen by Brooks. Noah kicks to Moore. Can't get it to go. And it's Boston the other way. Outside Bradley for the 3, and he gets it to go. And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
We've got 1:28 left in the first. And the Bulls did end up with the third seed in the East, 33 of their 50 wins last year, Clark, coming in the Eastern Conference.
But it wasn't an even distribution of those wins for the Bulls. Against their own division in the Southeast, they played .500 basketball. They got their good in-conference record from feasting on the Atlantic teams, taking 16 wins in 18 games against that division.
Brooks misses.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
And it's Bradley off the drive. Shot is off. Great defense that time from Noah. And here we go with Brooks running it up the court. And he converts the layup. Brooks has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And out front early, limiting the opposition offensively.
That's really been the key to me. I mean, we'll see. It's a long game, and teams do make runs, and they'll have to continue to work at it.
Boston, no good that time either. Here's Chicago. They're on a 15-5 run here.
Celtics foul. Evan Turner. That's his first personal foul.
Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
Portis, he's checked in for Chicago. Justin Holiday comes in for E'Twaun Moore. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Holiday. Gets it to go from 8 feet. 15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Olynyk the pass to Bradley. They get the rebound. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
That'll be 3 seconds. Yeah,
Holiday with the three, and no good trying to get that one. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Bulls lead by 14. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years, and he talked about their great fan support in Toronto.
Almost like a soccer atmosphere. I don't know if...
A lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised when they learn how passionate, Clark, the fans in Toronto can be.
You know, Kevin, that's so true. I mean, when they get it going at the Air Canada Center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Bulls.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
Butler teams have done Levy on the perimeter. Portis is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Rose in at the point. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now here's Rose. He has 5. Fires the 3. That doesn't go either for Rose.
Guys, the Bulls defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
Stolen by Thomas. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Talking about the Bulls and their rim protection, they had the lowest opponent field goal percentage on shots right at the rim.
Yeah, and it helps when you compare 7-footers down low. It's not just the bigs, though. Even the perimeter players will track back and challenge at the rim. Really a total team effort.
And watching Amir Johnson, Clark, he seems so casual about silently destroying opponents in the paint, and he's carried that air about him almost his entire career.
You know what? He's rarely had plays called for him, Kevin. He doesn't produce a bunch of highlights, but he's really potent. I mean, one of the league's best at defending opponents at the rim, grabbing in-traffic rebounds. Those both are valuable assets.
And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time.
And talking about Amir Johnson, he's really the last of a discontinued model, if you will. When the Pistons called his name in the 2005 NBA draft, the year before the rookie age limit was put in place, he became the last 18-year-old drafted into our league. And it did take him a number of years to kind of get up to the pro speed.
Dunleavy, good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Dunleavy's got 6 points.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
Guys, did you know not once in Johnson's 10 seasons has he averaged more than 11 points or 7.5 rebounds a game? Sometimes he doesn't even start, and yet there's a certain sect of followers who feel Amir Johnson is among the most valuable, efficient players in the league.
And Sullinger kicks to Johnson. And the miss, not the best shot selection there.
They better clear a spot on the bench for him, because that's where he's headed if he continues to take shots like that.
And I would venture to say, Greg, it will be the last spot on the bench as well.
And guys, what a strange rookie campaign for Dougie McBuckets. I mean, he entered the draft as a polished sharpshooter. The Bulls traded up in the first round to get him, and he ended up playing 9 minutes a game over the course of last season.
On the topic of Doug McDermott, one of the most decorated college players in recent history, and Clark, you called a lot of his games.
Yeah, enjoyed watching him play, and I still think he has a bright future. Just never found any real rhythm. Averaged only 3 points a game, but he didn't get much playing time, so look for him to bounce back in the years going forward.
And Butler, here we go. Pass to Dunleavy. A 3-ball. That's good. Dunleavy's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They've owned the offensive glass here in the second.
And making a point of getting in there and vying for missed shots.
Bradley dishes to Thomas. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get Paul Gasol.
And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.